And this meeting is being recorded. Sorry, I forgot to mention that too. Before we jump in though, I do want to hear from you. I want you to type in the chat, what's your favorite way to move your body or be active? And just remember, there's no wrong answer because movement looks different for everyone. So if you feel comfortable, you can type in the chat. Yeah, what you like to do for movement. Lift weights. I like lifting weights too. Good ways to move is gardening, playing with kids, hiking, outdoor walks. Okay, that's good. Anybody else want to chime in before I move on?
It doesn't let me send a message like to everyone, but I do like online Pilates classes and walking mostly.
Okay, Pilates is good, walking is good. Is anyone else having issues typing in the chat? You can unmute for this. I want to make sure everyone's able to type to everyone.
I think it's just for me, I think it's going directly to Dr. Ford. I just need to figure out how to send to all and not just one person.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be a setting that Healthy set. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll go ahead and re-put it in the chat so everyone can see, and I'll just type your name and then what your answer was.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Try to adjust my screen real quick. Okay. So why does physical activity matter? And how does it benefit your overall health? So some studied benefits of regular movement and physical activity are improved cognitive thinking, reduced feelings of anxiety and risk of depression. Movement can help to lower your risk of heart disease and stroke, as well as lowering your risk of developing type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndromes. In this presentation, the benefits I will talk about are lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease, how it keeps you physically fit, how your mood and sleep are enhanced, how movement supports weight management, how it can boost your self-image, and how it increases your chances of living longer. How much should I move? So according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, adults should aim for 150 to 300 minutes per week of moderate aerobic activity, and then 75 to 150 of vigorous aerobic activity, or a combination of both. Moderate activity is physical movement that you can still talk through and your breathing is maintained at a good pace. Vigorous activity would be any movement or activity that you struggle to speak through while you're doing that activity. You should aim to do at least 2 days a week of muscle strengthening exercises, and this refers to activities that work all your major muscle groups, such as your arms, your shoulders, chest, abdomen, back, hips, and legs. Examples of this would be brisk walking, slow biking, gardening, dancing for moderate intensity. Um, Examples of vigorous activities can include running, swimming, laps around the pool, fast biking. And then for children and adolescents, it's recommended that they get about an hour per day of moderate activity. Okay. Your heart loves movement. Being physically active can help in reducing your risk of developing some heart and circulatory diseases by as much as 35%. Our heart is a muscle, and just like any other muscle in our body, it strengthens when we exercise it. When we participate in physical activity, it makes our heart pump more efficiently, meaning it can push out more blood with each beat, and that reduces how hard it has to work even when you're resting. So regular physical activity plays a role in raising your levels of good cholesterol, the HDL, and reducing the bad cholesterol, LDLs. It helps to control your blood pressure and lowering the risk of hypertension. It may help with controlling blood glucose levels because it helps to improve insulin sensitivity. All of these benefits together help to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And as the saying goes, what's good for the body is great for the heart. So next. Movement helps keep you fit and able. To build off of cardiovascular health and physical activity, movement helps to keep you in fit shape and able to move as you need by improving cardiovascular health, your endurance, building your muscle strength, and your overall wellness. As we age, it's important that we protect our muscles, bones, and joints. And a great way to keep your bones strong is to strength train or weight train, as this helps to increase bone density and bone remodeling. And bone remodeling is a process that involves replacing old bone tissue with new and stronger bone tissue. The mental health benefits of movement. Movement and exercise act like a natural antidepressant as it helps to reduce anxiety and improves your mood. Movement can be a great way to release stress and momentarily allow you to get away from your responsibilities and worries. It also helps to manage your cortisol levels, and cortisol is the hormone associated with high stress. So by releasing the good hormones called endorphins, and endorphins, when they're released, they reduce the pain perception and ignites feelings of euphoria. So exercise also helps to regulate serotonin and dopamine, and these help to relieve symptoms of anxiety and depression as well. Regular movement and physical activity can also reduce your risk of cognitive decline, such as dementia. A study found that cognitive decline is nearly twice as common in adults who are inactive compared to adults who are active. And to add, when you move more, especially if it's earlier in the day, this will help regulate your circadian rhythm, which will help you to have better sleep quality, make it easier for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So getting a good amount of quality sleep helps your body function properly, and you just feel better, you think better overall. So there are many benefits of movement to your overall mental health. Movement supports healthy weight. Movement already has major benefits, and adding movement to your daily routine can also help support a healthy weight. One of the significant benefits of movement is its effect on your metabolism. When you engage in any type of physical activity, it increases your metabolic rate, both during the movement that you're doing and at rest. Your resting metabolic rate or the calories you burn, are the calories that you burn at rest. So when you move more, you burn more calories throughout the day, even when you're not working out, you're actively engaging in a physical activity. Movement more throughout your day can also help to increase and maintain lean body mass, especially strength training and body weight exercises. Exercises may also help to keep the weight off that you've lost. The more intense your movement and exercise, the more calories you will burn. And it's been shown that regular daily movement and physical activity is a predictor of long-term weight maintenance, as people who engage in the 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity typically keep the weight off. So if you get into that routine of adding movement to your day and it helps you to lose weight, you're gonna be more successful in keeping that weight off. Movement helps with self-confidence. Moving more and adding exercise to your daily routine makes us feel better in our own skin. Have you ever gotten tired from doing the household chores or winded from carrying groceries in or going up a flight of stairs? Well, being more physically active can improve your muscle strength and give you a boost of endurance. When you exercise, nutrients and oxygen get sent to your tissues, and this helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. So when your heart and lung improve, you have more energy to do your daily chores. Your body and your body image of yourself can improve with regular activity. When you look good, you feel good, and this creates a higher self-esteem and boosts your confidence. You can feel a sense of accomplishment when you start being more active. As you begin something that at first feels challenging and maybe even feel impossible, this will help boost your sense of self-accomplishment. When you achieve your goals and celebrate the small victories, you prove to yourself that you are capable of setting challenging goals, working on them, and achieving them. Your daily activities and exercise can also help to strengthen your connection between your body and your mind, which promotes a greater sense of self-awareness. You're more attuned to the signals and feelings of things like tension, fatigue, relaxation. And over time, this can help you better understand your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations. And this will help foster a more holistic approach to your overall well-being. Movement helps you live longer. Did you know that when you move more and stay active, you can actually add years on to your life? So movement and physical activity has been linked to increased longevity of life. The CDC estimated that 110,000 deaths per year in the US of adults older than 40 could have been prevented if they increased just their physical activity. So even just taking more steps each day can make a difference in your risk of premature death. So people who are 60 and younger, you should aim for about 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And then 60 and up, you should aim for about 6 to 8,000 steps a day. Okay. Studies show that regular physical activity can add up to 5 to 7 years to your life. And those extra years that you're able to add on are often more fulfilling, more independent, and more mobile years. The risk of chronic diseases is reduced when you add movement into your daily routine. Chronic diseases such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, even certain cancers like colon cancer, breast cancer, and lung cancer. Let's see. Exercise has been shown to slow the shortening of telomeres. And telomeres are the protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes. Our telomeres naturally shorten over time. This is just a process we can't completely stop. And shorter telomeres are associated with aging and increased risk of disease. And people who are more active typically report a higher satisfaction and better mental health, both of which are linked to greater longevity, as happy and resilient people are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors that may extend their life. So what counts as movement? A lot of things actually can count as movement, even when we don't necessarily think that it is. And it includes more than just going to the gym. What counts as movement is any body movement that raises your heart rate, works our muscles, and helps to burn energy. So, of course, exercises like strength training counts. Walking and jogging counts as movement. Gardening or any type of yard work will count as movement. Stretching, yoga, Pilates, things like that count as movement. Dancing can count as movement, and playing with your kids or pets count as movement as well. Other activities can be cleaning your house or taking the stairs instead of the elevator, playing sports, going hiking. Those are also ways that count as movement. Let's bust some myths associated with movement or working out. I'm sure all of you have heard one or two of these maybe. One that I have heard a lot is I need to work out for an hour. So longer workouts can be beneficial most times, but also shorter and more intense workouts can be just as effective for overall fitness. You just have to stay consistent and continue challenging yourself. And actually, studies have shown that 20 to 30 minutes a day of a focused exercise can be just as effective for goals like weight loss as an hour of exercise in the gym. It doesn't count unless I sweat. So sweating typically is just our body's way of cooling down. Sweat is not an indicator of how hard you worked or how many calories you burn. And sweat production varies among each of us, and it can depend on individual factors like hydration levels, genetics, as well as your environment. And then calorie burn depends on the duration and intensity of your workout, not how much you sweat. Another myth I've heard is I'm too old to start working out and moving more, or I'm too sick and injured to start. And this is definitely not true. Exercise and movement is beneficial for individuals of all ages and conditions. It's never too late to start or return to it. So the lack of physical activity is one of the biggest factors in physical decline and is often linked to being inactive, not just aging. Physical decline is not inevitable just because we are getting older. Research shows that anyone at any age can improve their overall strength and fitness. And the same goes for being sick or injured. Even if your injury or condition may be a concern, this shouldn't stop you from exercising or moving more. The chronic pain that you might have with your injury or condition, it can be managed with exercise such as aerobics, resistant training, and even group trainings. But you should always start gradually, especially if you've been inactive for a while, and start with shorter sessions and slowly increase the intensity and the duration of your sessions. But please remember, though, always consult with your doctor before beginning or returning to any form of physical activity or movement. In today's society, there are a lot of people that are working from home, and oftentimes this type of work is done sitting at a desk and a computer. And research has linked extended sitting to obesity and conditions that make up the metabolic syndrome, such as high blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat, especially around the waist, and unhealthy cholesterol levels. So research has concluded that people who sat for more than 8 hours a day and they don't participate in any physical activity, they have a risk of dying similar to the risk posed by obesity and smoking. So it's very important to take frequent breaks from sitting, at least every hour, and take breaks. You could take breaks by getting up and walking, but even if you can't get up from your chair at the moment, just stretching, even while sitting, has great benefits for your health, because stretching can help to increase the circulation, which is the blood supply and nutrients that your muscles get. It can help to relieve stiffness. It can help to relieve muscle tensions and pain. And it can help to improve range of motion and your flexibility, and improve your posture, which allows your muscles to realign when you're stretching and give you a small boost of energy. So right now I am going to demonstrate. We're going to take a little mini movement break and I'm going to demonstrate some of these just quick stretches that you can do just while sitting from the chair in the moment that you can't get up. So the first one is a neck roll. And what you want to do, you want to sit upright and have your arms, your hands placed on your lap. And you just want to put your left ear to your left shoulder and roll your head down with your chin to your chest, nice and slow. And then roll your head to the opposite side, right ear over right shoulder. And this is helping to stretch and relax your neck and shoulder muscles. And you want to do this about 5 times on each side or more if you feel like. Another stretch that you can do just from sitting is the shoulder roll in the same position that you're just in, sitting with your hands on your lap. You just take your shoulders, you bring them up, and you roll them to the back. And this is one direction. As you roll them to the back, you bring them back to the front, raise them up, and roll them to the back. This is also helping to stretch and relax your neck and shoulder muscles, which when you're sitting often get tight from lack of movement, right? So you want to do that a few times, and then you want to go the opposite direction, rolling them forward just for a few times. Another stretch is the seated twist. So while you're seated in your chair, you want to take both your hands and go to either to your left or your right, and you want to grab the back of the chair and you want to twist your upper body just gently and slowly so you don't hurt yourself, and hold for about 10 seconds. This helps to realign your spine, your upper back, your hips, your neck, and your arms. You're stretching, you're increasing that blood flow. You can switch to the other side. You're readjusting the alignment. Give yourself a little boost of energy. And the next one is arm circles. So while you are still sitting, you will just, I don't know if you can hear me. You will hold see me all the way, but you'll hold your arms out parallel to the ground on your sides, and you will just rotate your arms in a forward or backward direction. Do that for about 15 to 20 times, however many times you feel like doing. And then you'll change the direction. And this helps your neck, shoulder, and upper back. And if you want, at the end, or you can reach out to Dr. Joe. And if you want more resources on just simple movements you can do while you're sitting or just in the office, I'll be happy to send that over to you. Building your movement plan. A great way to ensure that you move more is to build a movement plan that helps you to achieve your goals and objectives. Setting SMART goals is a realistic way and attainable way that you can do this. The S in SMART goals is for specific. You need to clearly define what you want to achieve. And I do want to say that SMART goals can be set for any type of goals, but for this presentation, we're going to speak specifically to adding movement into your daily routine. The M is for measurable, and you want to make sure you determine how you will track your progress. A is for achievable. Your goals should be realistic for you specifically, something that you know you will be able to reach. R is for relevant. In this case, your goals should be connected to your overall health, how movement will help benefit your overall health. And T is for time bound. This is the specific time frame for achieving your goal. So an example of this, you would say, if you tell yourself, I want to get more exercise, I want to move more, instead of just telling yourself that, instead you can say and plan, I will walk for 20 minutes 4 times a week. And this is a way to set a SMART specific goal. Okay. Tips to stay consistent. Planning movement into your daily routine can be challenging, and tips to help you achieve your goals and stay consistent include choosing activities you enjoy, things that you find enjoyable. You can also set reminders for yourself, such as using your phone, a fitness tracking app, or a smartwatch. You could find someone to join you and do the movement with you. So a movement buddy, such as someone who goes for walks with you in the evening, or someone who will attend yoga classes with you, like a yoga partner. To help you stay consistent, you could also find ways to reward yourself for your progress. Maybe you could treat yourself to new fitness gear, like workout clothes, equipment, or even new earbuds. You could plan a guilt-free rest day by booking a massage or a spa treatment. And really the reward is just whatever you feel would be a treat to yourself for achieving your goals. So share in the comments, like, what are some things you plan to try this week? It could be something new or something something you already do and you would like to do more. If you have anything to share. Let's see. Sharon, you said there's an app called Charity Miles. Your steps can go towards a charity donation. That's nice. I've never heard of that. Michelle says, go to the gym more like I used to. That's a good way to add more movement. Keisha Henry says, treating myself. Yeah. And Shannon says, I'd like to do 8,000 steps a day with a bare minimum bar class. Okay. Those are good ways. And hiking. Let's see. I would like myself, I do know I need to walk more. I know I don't hit nearly 8,000 steps a day, but that's something I would like to do. Just get walking around more. I do go to the gym occasionally, not as much as I used to, but I'm gonna start with small steps. So walking more would be my way to share my plan of something to do this week. I do want to share 4Wellness's next upcoming webinar on Thursday, June 17th by fellow intern Leah Threat. She will be presenting hot weather and healthy habits, supporting your health naturally during the hot summer months and giving tips on how to stay healthy and stay cool, right? So I just want to say thank you so much for attending this webinar. I do hope you learned something new. If you have questions, I'm going to look in the chat and see if you have any questions. I hope you learned something new, even if it was just one thing, and try to get moving in a new way to see how it makes you feel, see how you benefit from it, whether it's your sleep or your mental health, your heart health. Yeah. And then here are ways to stay connected with 4Wellness. There is the website, an email address, and phone number. If you have any questions, let Dr. Joe know. If you want any resources, I'd be happy to send some more stuff out. Anything you have questions about in this presentation, I'd be happy to answer them. I'm gonna look and see if there's any questions before we end. Well, I love to see y'all supporting each other. Okay, I don't see any questions. So I'm gonna wish everyone a good day. Thank you so much for coming. If you do come up with any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be glad to help. Thank you.